Scott Steiner. Let me welcome you back.
Oh, Team 3D, you guys are out of your mind. Coming to Atlanta, Georgia, the place that the Steiner brothers got their start in professional wrestling. You guys are out of your mind, making it a table match, because tonight we're going to beat you at your own game. And after it's all said and done, you're going to be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long, because you got some fat asses. The only chance you have no chance, but you had a chance, is that you can run lickety split. You can't run because you got some fat asses. And after it's done, we're going to have a tailgate party for all my freaks out there in Atlanta, Georgia.
I think this marks the first time I've ever gotten into a popular MOBA game on the ground floor of its release. Nikke, Goddess of Victory is a titty witch gacha game that kinda plays like Time Crisis and reads if someone was trying to recreate Nier Automata but pretty much only looked at 2B's ass cheeks during their gameplay. I'm not really one to go chasing the JPEG casino, but of all things it was the gameplay in Nikke that interested me the most. I mean the gameplay.
Fat asses!
I don't have a whole ton of experience with MOBA game because D4DJ was the only one I ever meaningfully played, so forgive me if I paint with too wide a brush, but Jesus Christ, there are so many systems. I feel like MOBA game of this ilk is more about sifting through the chaff to find the systems and resources that actually matter impactfully. Like, does my equipment really change things? How relevant is weapon diversity in my squad truly going to be? Elemental weaknesses are likely a real deal game changer, so I should probably pay attention to that. What consumables are the ones that I should freely use, and what are the ones I should be saving up? The onboarding of these systems feel rapid fire, not necessarily confusing, but bloated in how it's all presented. It's not apparent what is the cream that rises to the top in importance. You have to suss that all out for yourself as you play, which isn't a particularly fun or engaging feeling. And what strangely compounds this is that Nikke, likely by design of its genre, feels caught between a game you physically play and a game you set to auto. The actual gunplay battles are quite fun. I think a lot of the feedback on firing feels really weighty and is pleasing, and it leads to things like the sniper rifle being legitimately enjoyable to use. The flip side to this is that if you just click on both auto functions, the game kinda just plays better than if you were manually controlling it. And it's not hard to see why. As much as the act of shooting is kinesthetically fun, the targets you are shooting feel like incomprehensible fodder. You have the option to force your entire squad to take cover, but rarely does it feel like you see a threat worth doing that for. In fact, rarely do you see a threat other than the destroyable missiles or the energy bomb salvos. And maybe most relevantly advantageous, playing on auto means people can immediately start firing when something slides on screen because the field of view is pretty narrow. The bulk of encounters are frankly not engaging, which leads itself to the idea that you build your squad to have a big enough number and you just auto battle through the game. At least until you hit something that it doesn't let you auto battle through, like the EX battle. This is where the weird friction shows up, because to tackle these challenging boss battles you need to be versed enough in the play of the game, which the majority of the battles elsewhere doesn't prioritize. This isn't bad. Like, I wouldn't want to see this gone, but it feels like it's attempting to serve two masters at the same time. And speaking of masters, let's talk about the writing. Nikke is one of the worst written games I've played in a while. It does such a bad job of addressing its world building and characterization that I have an incredibly hard time figuring out how everything slots into the world. A couple missions in, your commanding officer Anderson, who I am constantly trying to parse how he feels about you, exiles you from the main location, the Ark, into the desolate outskirts known as the Outpost. I'm pretty sure this is disguised as an act of punishment. I swear I remember the term exile being applied, and your party members talk about the outpost as if it's a wasteland, but the overworld map makes it look as idyllic as a Pokemon town, and the story routinely allows you and your party back to the Ark. The main campaign plot is so messy and rushed feeling that it becomes my least favorite part of the game to interact with. In the story, Nikkes are cybernetic/robotic humanoids of some make, but it's not apparent where their humanity always ends and when their cybernetics always begins. They seemingly don't need to eat, drink, or sleep, but N102 loves croquettes, Anise steals all your soda, and Uni falls asleep on you. They seemingly do not need to use the bathroom, likely tied to not actually needing to eat, but Anise warns you that you are dangerously close to her ripping ass in your face.
I warned you not to be lippy when you're in the line of fire!
This inconsistency extends to characterization. Maiden is the perfect example. Her in-game barks make her sound cold, disconnected, and otherwise apathetic. Her episode and blah blah writing makes her a messy gamer girl who falls in puppy dog love with you over the barest of niceties. There's no cohesion between these aspects of her personality. It feels like different people taking attempts at writing her. And, you know, I'm not dumb. I get that the game is sacrificing continuity and consistency for humor more often than not, but it makes it feel absolutely impossible to care about anything or anyone other than Anise. Anise carries this game on her back. She rules. And that's kind of the guiding idea behind the writing. It's at its best when every Nikke is dumber than a sack of bricks and as smooth as the burlap sack they came in. Outside of Rappy, who is the necessary straight man, most characters range from naive dolt to thank God you are not human or you would have died accidentally choking on your tongue. As much as I'm dogging the game's text, it's what keeps me hooked. I kind of love bad writing. Like, I have a very professional wrestling take on things. Either be really good or really bad, but never be boring. The constant perplexity of where Nikke is stretching its edges is kind of engaging to watch, and I really can't overstate how much it is held together by Anise just being the fucking best. She's so funny in this game, and carries everything on her back. And it's not like the game is all drizzling shit. It occasionally sticks the landing with a story beat or a character in a legitimately enjoyable way. Nikke is a fun game to have installed and boot up in my free time, as it offers me a lot of really good things to engage with, and a lot of really bad things to engage with, both being entertaining, which is all I'm looking for. Oh, and the music slaps.